Episode 772. Without a word, Kyudo left the group, not even saying goodbye to the others. He simply walked away. Over on the new route, they were just getting the party together when a message came in from the guild leader, Annihilation Sovereign.
Kyudo said he wants to quit the guild. What's going on?
Sinlu looked completely lost.
Didn't he go to help you clear the dungeon?
Yeah,
What happened?
it's nothing.
The new path continued on, lost in confusion. In any normal person's eyes, this dungeon run was actually pretty smooth. Sure, there was a bit of a hiccup with the final boss, but in the end, didn't everyone make it through alive?
Did you have a falling out with someone?
Heaven-destroying Venerable asked.
What did he tell you?
Sinlu countered. If that was the reason, then the only possible candidate in the party was Invincible Most Handsome. Sinlu had noticed early on that Kuidu was a bit annoyed with this newcomer, but he never imagined the conflict ran this deep. Besides, at first they said Invincible was slacking off, but then he actually started dealing damage, and ended up topping the DPS charts. At first, they looked down on him for wanting to be the MT, but in the end he showed off some top-tier tanking skills against the final boss. By all rights, there shouldn't have been a problem. Sinlu, watching from the sidelines, failed to grasp that Kyudo had felt humiliated precisely because Wudi Zuijunlang had topped the DPS charts and then showcased stellar tanking skills at the critical moment, which was why he quit the guild. This was the story of a humiliated youth getting all tsundere about it.
I asked him what was wrong, but he said he didn't want to talk about it.
Extinguish the Heavens could only offer a helpless shrug. It was one thing for ordinary members to quit, but the MT was different, especially the guild's main tank. They were the backbone of the operation in more ways than one.
I asked him.
New Road was clearly annoyed by Chris Bean's confusion, and since they were on familiar terms, she just sent him a message directly.
I heard you're quitting the guild. What's that about?
That's none of your business. Don't ask.
Chris Bean replied quickly enough.
We were fine before. You run one dungeon with me and suddenly you're quitting the guild. How is that not my fault?
Chris Bean fell silent, offering no reply.
Because Invincible and Most Handsome?
Sinlu just came out and asked directly. He still hadn't figured out what Kuidu was thinking, but when he traced it back to the reason this dungeon run had started in the first place, this was the only answer he could come up with.
Why?
No reason. I just don't want to be in the same guild as him.
Kyudo's bruised pride was something he'd never admit to an outsider.
You're being ridiculous.
Sinlu was thoroughly displeased and couldn't be bothered to deal with Kyudo anymore, but since he had already gotten to the bottom of it, he sent a message over to Mi Tianzun.
Because of this, what exactly happened in your dungeon?
Mi Tianzun asked. Shinlu was an honest man. He recounted everything that had happened between Kuidu and Invincible Handsome from the moment they formed the party to clearing the dungeon, without any embellishment, exactly as it was to the guild leader, Mi Tianzun. Shinlu couldn't grasp Kyudu's feelings, but after hearing the story, Mi Tianzun understood immediately. Helpless. Even with understanding, there was nothing to be done. This was clearly a matter of face, and there was no reasoning with it. Even if Invincible Most Handsome wasn't in the wrong, and even if he was, were they really going to drag him over to apologize to Crispy Bean? This is an online game after all. Face is more important than life itself. At worst, everyone walks away. Not many people are truly willing to swallow their pride and bow to someone else. Even when they're in the wrong, they stand their ground and tough it out. Apologize to you? On what grounds? Because you're the MT. This is about face. What's a tank worth? Mi Tianzun thought it over. The key to solving this was still finding a way to let Kuidu save face. As for that way out, Invincible Most Handsome wasn't going to provide it. Looked like I, the guild leader, would have to swallow my pride and play the fool. Mi Tianzun was thoroughly frustrated. Being a guild leader in an online game, unless you were backed by a pro club or a whale, left you with about as much real status as he had now. If a conflict breaks out, the guild leader has to run around fixing it. A good outcome makes it worth it. The real frustration is when the mediation fails and you end up pleasing no one. Extinction Heaven sighed, then sent a message to Chris Bean.
Q-Do, we've been playing together for so long. If you're leaving the guild, at least give us a reason. That's not cool. If others in the guild ask why Q-Do left, how am I supposed to explain? You're our chief MT.
Mi Tianzun put on a perfect show of ignorance, weaving 3 pointed hints into a single sentence. First, he played the emotional card to make Crispy Bean hesitate. The reason she left the guild was simple as hell. If you overcomplicate it and start lecturing her, that's basically siding with Invincible Most Handsome, and that's how you pull aggro. Maybe it was just about Wudi Zui Jun Lang at first, but now even the guild itself might catch the backlash. Once that happens, there's no taking it back. As things stand now, if the only issue is being annoyed with Invincible Most Handsome, then don't let it escalate. Q-Do would definitely miss the guild, miss the friends she made there. The second point was to lay out his own difficulties, which served as a stepping stone. Then, when Crispy Bean was hesitating, a simple "help me out" would give him a chance to act selflessly, making everyone happy. As for the third point, it was to clearly establish Q-Do's position. The reason why Chris Bean was unhappy with Invincible Most Handsome, Heavenly Exterminator now knew it all. Emphasizing his status at this moment was a sure way to win over Chris Bean. Mi Tianzun was quite the skilled operator. He wasn't just some ordinary player. On the surface, he was a guild leader, but in reality, he was a core member of the Tyrannical Ambition Guild. This was for the club's benefit, expanding their influence out in the field. In other words, he was on the same level as Night Crossing Cold Pond from the 10th server, basically a branch manager. As a branch manager, he kept a low profile both internally and externally, operating under the cover of ordinariness to generate profits for Tyrannical Ambition. A tank like Q-Do, Mi Tianzun naturally valued him highly. A tank is the core of the team. Being skilled isn't enough. You need someone reliable. A guild typically invests heavily in its MT, giving them exceptional treatment. If you pick someone unreliable, they'll take everything you've got, then turn around and walk away without a second thought. Where would you even go to cry about it? From this perspective, the fact that Crispy Bean became a T was already a form of recognition. For now, Mi Tianzun was just trying to smooth things over. If he really couldn't make it work, then Chris Bean was still his first choice.